TotalEnergies' ambition is to be net zero by 2050, together with the society. This means that TotalEnergies is transforming from an oil and gas company to a multi-energy company. This transition is supported by two pillars, oil and gas and integrated power. TotalEnergies' target is to reach 50% in renewable electricity by 2050, with the remaining share of oil and gas at 25%. Discover how putting lubricants on the market will lower impact on the environment, helping customers to reach their carbon neutrality.
Dear listeners, welcome for the second episode dedicated to Nexus Talk series with TotalEnergies lubricants. This second episode will focus on EcoDesign and packaging. Nexus is delighted to welcome Celine Verrat and Emir Cetin for these topics.
Hello everyone, my name is Emir Cetin. I'm a chemical engineer. I am working as a global packaging manager in TotalEnergies Lubrifiant. And today I am with my colleague Celine Verrat. Hello Celine.
Hello Emir.
Celine, can you tell us about yourself first before we start?
Yes, sure. So I'm in charge of climate and sustainable development within the Telub division. So my role is to drive the climate ambition of the division, to help our commercial teams to answer customer requests about climate and sustainability, and to implement eco-design.
So Celine, what is eco-design?
Eco-design is a preventive approach, in fact. It means taking into account the impact on the environment of our lubes during the design phase. So, eco-design is the only way to put on the market better lubricants for the environment.
So I see, eco-design is the key. Is it really a preventive approach?
Yes, sure. We improve the environmental footprint of our lubes during the product development. But what is key is that we don't accept any compromise on quality and performances. So it's preventive.
So better for the environment and good technical performances, what I understand. How can be both?
Yes. It's clearly an issue. First, it requires to fully understand where are the environmental impacts. So we have to assess all the life cycle of our lubricants in order to decide what kind of actions can be implemented. It is necessary to be efficient and focused.
So, big ambitions, huh? How do you do that, Celine? Can you tell us more? Efficient first?
Yes. We need to be efficient. And to be efficient, we have set tools internally. So these tools allow us to have a good picture of the CO2 emissions of our lubricant from their production to their end-of-life management. We also have a good picture of packaging and distribution.
Please tell me more, how to be focused.
Yes, it's necessary to be focused in order to put in place relevant actions to be efficient and to save really CO2. So we have set 3 priorities within TotalEnergies Lubrifiant. We have to work on formulas, usage phase and packaging.
I see, Celine, but more deeply, what does it mean exactly?
So first, formula. The first priority. We are formulators. This is our core business, our core experience and knowledge. So what we do concretely, we incorporate recycled raw materials in our formula. We refine base oil. They deliver lubricants which are comply with automotive specifications, so there is no compromise on quality.
So where are these RRBOs are coming?
It is really a key point. RRBOs come from waste oil management. So our waste oil, after the drain operations, are gathered and they are recycled in specific plants with a specific knowledge. So this is key to recover used oil in order to be able to regenerate them.
So this is a circular economy, no?
Yes, sure. This is typically circular economy approach. We save resources by reusing raw material, in this case base oil, and we save also energy. So this is very important to be part of circular economy initiatives.
So our formulas are produced in our specific plants, blendings. So what do we do exactly in our blendings?
Yes, what we do on our blending plants. First, we solarize our roofs. This is a way to have access to renewable electricity, and our plants self-consume this electricity. Then we manage energy. Most of our main plants are ISO 50001 certificated, so it is important because we are organized to reduce energy consumption and use renewable energy. Okay, so once our lubricants are produced in our blendings, the next step is to deliver them to customers. And we work also with our logistic partners to decrease the CO2 emissions of our delivery. For example, in France, we are part of the Freight 21 initiatives, which is transport initiatives aiming at decreasing the CO2 emission of trucks on the road, for example.
Yeah, perfectly clear, Celine. So you are formulators, you optimize formulas, but what about the usage? I mean, could you explain more about the usage of lubricants? Lubricants are lubricating, right?
Yes, you're right. And we are more comfortable with the formula rather than the usage phase. In fact, it's key because lubricants lubricate, as you mentioned, so it brings direct benefits to customer. By lasting longer, by being recyclable, this is the first benefit for the customer. There is another benefit because our lubes allow us to eliminate heat, to get rid of particles and metallic elements on the operations of our customers. That means that their production tool lasts longer. And the last action is fuel economy. By developing fuel-efficient lubes, we allow our customer to save CO2 by saving energy. So what is important to keep in mind is that lubes are a small amount in a vehicle, but they contribute to direct savings of CO2 by energy savings mainly. So this is our actions on formulas and usage. And I've mentioned at the beginning of the speech that we are also working on packaging. And Emir, you are the best person to talk about eco-design in packaging. So are you okay to go through the packaging topic today?
Yes, thank you, Celine. In fact, the packaging plays an essential role for our lubricant customers. Let me explain how. If you have some specific questions on that, I will be appreciated to reply.
Yes. Perhaps my first question will be about regulation. As far as I know, there are regulations in the packaging topic. So could you tell us more about these regulations?
Of course, there are many regulations, like every element for packaging as well in different countries around the world. Packaging regulations vary globally. With recent updates in Europe, especially, it is focusing on waste reduction because the European Parliament recently adopted new rules on packaging, aiming to address the rising waste issue. The PPWR, which is Packaging and Packaging Waste Regulation, is being updated with reduction targets as Europeans generate around 190 kilograms of packaging waste annually. And this is expected to increase to 209 kilograms in 2030 without any action. So traditional packaging significantly contributes to global waste with low plastic rates worldwide, which is around 9% today in average.
Okay, so Europe is ambitious, but what about the rest of the world? Are there any initiatives worldwide?
Yes, of course. Apart from regulation perspective, I can also say that the United Nations has already launched 17 Sustainable Development Goals in 2015, which is shaping the 2030 agenda for a sustainable future. On this perspective, I believe we can also contribute to United Nations Sustainable Development Goals directly through our operations. In return, these Sustainable Development Goals can also help us to accelerate our transformation. On this perspective, TotalEnergies Lubrifiant aligns with these goals and prioritizing the 3R policy: reduce, reuse, and recycle in products and our packaging.
Okay, clear, Emir. So, could you elaborate a little bit on these 3 R's?
Yes, for sure, Celine. As you know, innovative and more eco-efficient packaging means using less material. So, or also reusing by reconditioning, and also recycling packaging easily. So for the first R, which is reduce, TotalEnergies Lubrifiant focuses on optimizing its packaging systematically in its design. For example, we launched a new packaging model in 2020 where an average weight reduction of 14% achieved per bottle. So this action saved more than 17,000 ton CO2 equivalent for each year worldwide.
Okay, 17 ton. Okay, is it a big savings? Could you help us to better see what is the order of magnitude?
Yeah, good question. So to visualize the amount of CO2 saving, let me give an example about that. 17,000 CO2 equivalent per year, for example, means that taking over 1,000 European airplanes off the road for a whole year. Can you imagine that? Or I can also give another example. 17,000 CO2 equivalent per year is also equivalent to taking over 6,800 European cars off the road for a whole year.
Yeah, oh, it's impressive, Emir. Yeah, really. Okay, so, but I hear there is a new concept in the era about packaging. Can you tell me more, please, Emir?
Yeah, there are always, new concepts. It's our role to develop new packaging for our lubricants. In line with EcoDesign approach, Celine, better. We also launched last year our new box concept, which is quartz box, which is launched for the quartz product range. And this quartz box uses 86% less plastic than the existing 20-liter rigid plastic version. It was launched for the volume of 20 liter, and also it gives us 20% more volume per pallet compared to our traditional rigid plastic of 20-liter packaging palletizing plan.
Okay, yes, I love that. It's eco-design, typically, efficient and focused.
Exactly.
Yes. So, but what about the other two R's, Emir?
Yes, these 2 R's are recycle and reuse, which are also linked. I can say that all these are part of a circular economy approach. The materials used in our packaging are a key element for the climate, and a single choice can have a great impact because lubricant customers are confronted daily with various operational issues such as waste management and plastic reduction. Part of the solution to reduce Scope 3 and the life cycle environmental footprint lies in increasing the use of recyclable plastics. That's why, for several years now, we have always used recyclable plastic materials for our products, but also TotalEnergies Lubrifiant has started to use recycled content in plastic packaging to reduce the use of virgin plastic. And this supports our climate ambitions, but also sustainable development goals.
Okay. So you incorporate a lot of recycled plastic in packaging today?
Yes, we are moving towards selling 50% recycled incorporated packs by 2030 for all of our small packaging produced in France and Belgium. And from September 2023 onwards, all premium range bottles produced in France and Belgium, recognizable by their platinum color, are already being made from 50% recycled content, which means that Celine, each bottle has minimum 50% PCR, post-consumer recycled resin, inside of it. So we are reducing the carbon footprint of our production and contributing to a more circular economy up to packaging.
Okay, so these are concrete actions, really. Nice level of recycled plastic in packaging, really impressive. So, but I guess you forgot the last R.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. To conclude, Celine, on the packaging side, last R is reuse. So you know that reusing numbers are also impacting the CO2 calculation in the life cycle assessment. So we are also using reconditioning services for certain packaging types. For example, today some of our affiliates reuses the IBC packaging by the support of collection and reconditioner partners. And I can say that these aspects for reusing, recycling, and reducing actions are concrete examples for our packaging aspect, and we are moving forwards to do more.